Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face while you're sleeping. After making millions of discoveries, it may seem like explorers and archaeologists do not have any more work left to do. But they cannot rest for too long. During the last few years, researchers have made extraordinary discoveries. From one of the oldest mummies to King Arthur, we take a look at the 10 most incredible recent discoveries. Number 10. Dinosaurs. Starting with the biggest discovery of 2018, Japanese archaeologists were working in the heated deserts of Gobi in East Asia when they discovered what could easily be one of the biggest discoveries of the 21st century. It was the skeleton of one of the biggest dinosaurs known to mankind. The length of this dinosaur was expected to be as much as 17 meters. In comparison, the length of an average blue whale, which is one of the biggest animals alive, is 20 meters. So, we can assume how humongous this dinosaur must have been. These fossils found are expected to be around 70 million years old, which was the era of the dinosaurs. This specific dinosaur was deemed an herbivore after performing CT scans on the bones. Scientists followed the fossil footprints of this wiped-out dinosaur, which led them to this amazing discovery. If you think this is mind-blowing, then just wait for the first one on the list.
Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you'll get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it. It really works.
Number 9. Mummies. Another astonishing thing found by experts and archaeologists is the statue of Alexander and a sarcophagus. In recent times, when experts did a sweep of the city of Alexandria, they found not one, but 2 shocking items. Hidden around 3 meters under the surface, they discovered a huge statue, and after further digging, they also discovered a huge and dark sarcophagus. This sarcophagus was said to have beautiful detailing on its outer side, and weighed around 30 tons. It was 8 feet long. There were a lot of questions about whether it should be opened or not, due to the fear of ancient curses. The sarcophagus was finally opened, and 3 mummies were found inside it. These mummies were of soldiers. They smelled disgusting because it had been hidden for ages. One might think that they must have discovered jewels and gold along with the mummies, but there was just a lot of mummy soup present inside the box. What if you found a mummy in your backyard? Number 8. Terracotta Warriors. Moving on to the next surprising thing found by archaeologists was the second terracotta army hidden deep in a quarry in western China. There wasn't just the army, but an entire mini terracotta city. It had all the basics, such as figures of soldiers and musicians, models of cottages and towers, and other elements that made the terracotta city look very real. You may think this is about toys, but it most certainly is not. This started when an ancient Chinese prince wanted 300 warriors to protect him in the afterlife, and hence these were made. These terracotta warriors were around 1 meter tall in size and were buried with the warriors. It was said that the terracotta warriors did save the life of whoever it was buried with. Many tried to recreate the warriors, but by then they were washed out. This was said to be the second mini terracotta civilization found by the experts. Number 7. Mayan Mask. Next up on our list of astonishing historical items, we have an ancient mask that is extremely realistic looking and still in perfect shape. This was the mask of the older leader of the Maya. The mask looks so real that even the wrinkles on his face can be seen on it. The cast for his face was made back in the 7th century. This mask of Pakal the Great has all the detailing one would expect to find in a modern museum. It captures the shape of his head and all his features perfectly. This mask is said to be about 1400 years old, but is still in perfect condition. What's more surprising is that it was made just of sand and mortar, but it remained intact. No part of the mask has shredded and can still perfectly show what the great leader looked like. From the back of the head to the wrinkles under his eyes, you can see it all. Number 6. Temple inscriptions. The next surprising item was found also related to the Mayan leader. He was a magnificent leader, and to honor him there is a tomb. This is not your average tomb, but is a multi-ton tomb. This tomb is huge and has several stairs and levels to it. It is said to be one of the most magnificent buildings of the Mayan times, built just for him. This tomb is widely known as the Temple of Inscriptions. The mask and the tomb were not the only things found. Since his symbol was a water lily, there were also turtles, bones, and fishes found around his mask. These were all saved and kept in a safe place for the sake of history. On his death, there was a funeral ceremony arranged for him by his followers. During this ceremony, 6 warriors were sacrificed on top of the huge temple to honor him. Number 5. New Zealand. Another thing that might surprise you a lot is about the discovery of New Zealand. What most of us remember from class is that it was Cook who discovered New Zealand, and scientists found a lot of things related to that. A vessel was found deep in the Atlantic Ocean, and this vessel was said to be the one that first approached the country. This vessel is known as the Endeavour. It is speculated that the Americans sunk the vessel, but there is no hard evidence for it. This vessel was identified to be Cook's with the help of some 200 years old documents. Impressive, right? What's more astonishing is that it was a huge surprise for the experts to find this vessel from the Earth's vast surface area of water. To be exact, there are approximately 1,370 million cubic kilometers of water, out of which this historic vessel was discovered. Talk about finding the right thing at the right time. Number 4. Stonehenge. You may think that there is just one Stonehenge outside of Salisbury, but that is not the truth. Marine experts have discovered a 7,000-year-old Stonehenge deep in the Atlantic Ocean. This Stonehenge is said to be even older than the original one that we know of. Another crazy thing about this Stonehenge is that it was spotted up from space. It was researched by marine experts, but this Stonehenge was discovered by a NASA satellite. This happened back in 2019 when the coast dried up. As a result, the underwater Stonehenge became visible and was found. It is also said by some researchers that it might have been at the residence of Atlantis. It is said that this site must have been used for sacrifices and ceremonies by the people of the time. One can never know for sure what purpose the Stonehenge fulfilled, but it is certainly an ancient discovery. Number 3. Space glass. These discoveries made by scientists and experts not just on Earth, but far away from the Earth as well. One such discovery that is still not clearly explained is from the Moon. A while ago, experts found an unknown substance on the surface of the Moon. This mass was similar to gel in texture, but was not soft at all. This type of material has never been found in the entire galaxy before, and was a huge object of curiosity for scientists. It is said that the object must have landed on the Moon as a result of the collision of asteroids. When 2 or more large asteroids hit each other, there is bound to be some sort of explosion. The glass-like substance must have landed on the Moon that way because there is no other explanation for the material's presence. Since there is no water, human life, or atmosphere, the material couldn't have formed on the Moon. And with that, it is now time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by a subscriber. If you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it over to us. We might even feature it on a future video. Number 2. Nazi bunkers. Nazi bunkers were found on the Haag Beach in Denmark. After a violent storm that swept off a ton of sand from the beaches, tourists and locals spotted cement and iron-like material under a pile of trash, dunes, and other materials. After thorough research by archaeologists and experts, 3 bunkers were discovered which were made by prisoners of war for the German army. These bunkers supposedly made up Hitler's famous Atlantic Wall. The wall was made up of several such bunkers along the coast from Spain to Norway, so that if the German soldiers were in danger, they could safely hide in these underground bunkers. With proper tunnels, living, and storage rooms, these bunkers were made for the soldiers and for Hitler himself to find safety. After around 70 years, several of these Nazi bunkers have been uncovered. Number 1. King Arthur. At the top of our list, this one discovery might be the one that surprises you the most. We have all heard stories of King Arthur and Merlin in our childhood, but history shows that they might not be fictional. In England, archaeologists discovered the ruins of a castle that looked very much like Camelot. The castle didn't just look like Camelot, but the ruins were also found near the village of Tintagel. The astonishing part is that the same village was mentioned in the stories as well. If this wasn't enough, archaeologists found the ruins date back to the 5th or 6th century. This is the exact time around which the books and the legends are based. Also, the cutlery, ceramics, and other objects found showed that they must have lived a luxurious lifestyle, which was similar to King Arthur's. That is our list of the 10 most incredible recent discoveries. Which one do you think is the best one? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.